Hello my Banda crew and welcome back to another Crash Bandicoot video. Today's video is going to be touching on the lore of Crash Team Rumble, where I believe it takes place. Is it in continuity? Is it a filler game? Non-canon? We're going to get into that in just a moment. So if this is your first time coming to the channel, I release Crash Bandicoot content every weekend. We discuss lore, theories, news, we do interviews, tier lists, icebergs, pretty much anything and everything Crash Bandicoot related we cover here. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, maybe consider subscribing. So the first part of this video is going to be me giving my opinions, and then the latter part is going to be me using in-game lore that we have for Crash Team Rumble. So right off the bat, when it comes to multiplayer aspects of games, you don't generally count that as in continuity with the series. For example, in Crash Team Racing, when you're playing arcade mode and you're versing other players, that isn't the story of the game. There is a story mode, and that is in continuity. But when it comes to multiplayer mode, that stuff doesn't happen. Same goes for Crash Bash. There was a story mode, so that story happened in the continuity. But if you're just playing with your friends, multiplayer mode, arcade mode, those events don't happen. I bring this up because Crash Team Rumble is in a weird place. Crash Team Rumble was originally going to be a multiplayer mode for Crash Bandicoot 4. That's why there isn't a story per se for this game. We've been told that a story mode might come, but right now all we have as far as lore goes for this game is that there is a Wumpa harvest going on, and enemies and heroes alike are putting aside their differences to join in the Wumpa harvest and see who can collect the most Wumpa fruit for their team. It's very bare bones story, and we have been told that we're going to get more comics. We've got a Catback comic that shows their origin, but again, that doesn't really feed into the larger story of Crash Team Rumble. So right off the bat, if you were to ask me, is Crash Team Rumble in continuity with Crash? I would say no, because right now, as it stands, it feels like just a separate mode to Crash Bandicoot 4. Perhaps in Season 2, or when the more comics come out, we will get more story or lore to help us place it in the timeline. But right now, it's very, very hard to give a definitive yes or no as to whether this game is canon or is not canon, is in continuity, isn't. And that's my basic stance right now, is I don't know. I don't want to say yes it is canon or no it isn't canon, because I don't want to be the one to tell people what to think. I want them to make their own judgment based off what I show in my videos. Which brings us to the next part of the video. I'm going to show off what little lore beats that we do have that might show us some insight to what we can think timeline-wise, continuity-wise for Crash Team Rumble right now, before we get anything from Season 2. So if you're watching this video in the future, Season 3, Season 4, and there's more information, then yes, hopefully we'll know where it falls in continuity. But right now, we are in Season 1, and Ripperoo has just been released. So, as I said earlier, we have very little lore in this series, and the loading screens were given tips on the game, and we're given fun facts. I've seen a lot of people split on whether they think the fun facts are canon or not. But right now, as it stands, it's the only other supplemental information we have going forward. And I personally think that these are canon because most of, if not all, of the fun facts have references to in-game lore or in real-life situations. For example, here's fun fact. Some say a Wumpa whale has been spotted near Tiki Towers Island. And this image is sorry, I'm probably going to butcher your name, but it's Lolo Colo. Lolo Colo sent me this picture on Reddit showing the Wumpa whale. So, the fun fact is talking about the Wumpa whale near Tiki Towers, and this is the Wumpa whale in Tiki Towers. So, I believe that the fun facts are truthful. So, now I'm going to show you 3 fun facts that have been stated in the loading screen that help place where this game takes place. So this is the first one here. It says, fun fact, remember in Crash 4 when Crash and Coco were sitting on the sofa playing Crash Team Rumble? So you have them referencing something that we saw in Crash Bandicoot 4. You have Crash and Coco, while Coco isn't on the sofa, she's leaning against it. Crash is on the sofa, and both of them are holding controllers and playing a game together. So could it be that Crash Team Rumble is a game within the games? At first, I thought it was a little nod, like how we had in Crash Twinsanity. Cortex said, Wrath of Cortex didn't sell as well as we thought. So when I saw, remember in Crash 4, when Crash and Coco were sitting on the sofa playing Crash Team Rumble, I thought it was a joke. But then I remembered that they actually did have the two of them playing a game on a sofa. And you can see the TV there on the stand. And there is a piece of tape on the TV that I want you to take note of. So this is the first image I wanted to show you. This kind of insinuates that Crash Team Rumble is not an actual event in the Crash timeline, but a game within the game. So that's the first fun fact. I'm going to go over to the next one. This next one said, did Coco really invent the Crash Team Rumble? Who knows? And this was the beta logo for Crash Team Rumble that everyone was calling Wumpa League. And like I said, take note of the tape on the screen there. You can see the tape on the right-hand side, which is where it would be when Crash and Coco were playing the television. So if it's true that Coco invented the game, she was in the beta stage during Crash Bandicoot 4. So Coco invented the physical game that they're playing. So you've got the beta there, and then the two of them playing the final product there. But I've got one more image I'm going to share that's related to the fun facts. So epilogues are always a mixed bag when it comes to within continuity or not, because some of them clearly can't happen. Like in Crash Bandicoot 1, it said Ripperoo went off to have years and years of therapy, but then it turns out that he came back the very next year in Crash Bandicoot 2. So there's stuff that makes sense, and then there's stuff that doesn't make sense. So you're going to have to take it with a grain of salt that the fun fact and the epilogue from Crash Bandicoot 4 are both canon. But the fun fact says, is there an esport for Crash Team Rumble? Maybe on Wumpa Island there is. So if Coco created the game, she could also have the esports arena on Wumpa Island, which it looks like there we are. We've got Coco, and it looks like she defeated Nina Cortex. So that's pretty much it, everyone. At this point in time, Crash Team Rumble could potentially be a game within a game. But only the future will tell us more. We might get more information, we might not. So it's up to you whether you want to take the fun facts as canon. And if you are taking them as canon, Coco made the beta. You saw the beta screen in Crash Bandicoot 4. Then it says Crash and Coco were playing the game. And we also saw her doing an esport event on Wumpa Island. So my friends, my band crew, Crash Team Rumble is a game within a game. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.